Hello again, everyone. Today, I thought I would start to try and make a card with some of the owls that have come from various mystery bags that I've indulged in recently, shall we say. And these three I thought would make a kind of a group, not exactly a parliament, but a family maybe of owls. And I've thought of a silly sentiment that I want to put on this card. So I'm going to be doing this video in bits and pieces, and I will hopefully sew it all together. So first thing is, I stamped these three owls using my stamping platform. I wanted to make sure that I had a reasonable image, so pop them into here so I could re-stamp if I needed to, which I actually did. And I stamped them this time in Versafine Clair. Before I'd even started to colour, I was doing a lot of this kind of thing, messing about, looking at the markers that I'd got and seeing what I could put with which. My idea being, I looked on my phone to see what the colouring of owls was like. I didn't quite know what was where, really, in different... They're all kind of different, obviously, but I wanted to get a vague idea. So what I came down to was that the bit that's around the eyes would be darker than the immediate bit of the eyes on each of the three. So that's going to be the lightest. This is going to be the darkest. And I thought the feathers would be kind of a mid-shade. So what I started to mess about doing was seeing which pairs of colours I would put for each piece. And I wanted to have the biggest owl with the deepest colours and the smallest owl with the lightest colours going down. So what I did was this, found two colours that went together for the deepest colour. This is some of my experiments here. And I've written down what I'm going to use for each one. So for the big owl, I was going to use, mostly Nuvo alcohol markers, rich walnut for the darker shade, and brown sugar, no, beg your pardon, looking at my sheet, hazelnut truffle. That's what that is round there. Okay. So what I wanted to do for the next deepest was to start with the lighter of these two. So the next one, the wings, was hazelnut truffle and brown sugar. Okay, are we getting there? And then the lighter colour, I just chose actually a couple of Copic markers. I didn't have anything that was near what I wanted in the Nuvo, so I chose these two Copics, which are E31 and E53. Okay, likewise, I'm going to start on the middle-sized owl, and I'm going to move one step lighter all through. So the second deepest colour here, I'm going to use as the deepest colour there. So let's do that. That was rich walnut and hazelnut truffle. So I'm going to start this one with hazelnut truffle on the outside for the deepest part. Now, when I'm obviously doing the edge of the shape, it's going to be smooth with that line, but the inner bit I want to make a bit jaggedy, because I don't want there to be, if the blend is not absolutely smooth, I don't want there to be a harsh line. So these are feathers, remember, so they're going to be a bit kind of fluffy, aren't they, really? So just doing that, making it just a little bit, not a straight line. Okay, hazelnut truffle, and with that I put brown sugar. So we put that on the inside here and then blend the two colours together. So this is the darkest colour on this middle-sized owl. Just going over both colours to blend them together. And the card I'm using this time It's not my linen card, it's just a scrap I picked up from by the side of my guillotine, which is smooth white card. I don't know the origin, sadly, because a friend whose father was a printer had died, and she'd found all these stacks of card and paper and stuff, and she gave them to me. So I don't know what it is, don't know what make it is. There was nothing on the packet to say what it was. Okay, that was the lighter of the two. So this is the colour that I'm going to use for the darker part of the wings. So here we go, down here onto the wings. I went into the face a bit there, but I can sort that out when I do around the eyes. I was talking and not paying attention, I think, really. So these are the wings. When I do the little one, I'll just kind of speed it up, but you get the process. It's the darker one, the lighter one of those two becomes the darker of the next colour. Now, with that, on the mother one, I'm putting brown sugar and garlic clove. Where is garlic clove? Here it is. So this is the next colour here. I should have done the top of the head. I'll do that in a minute. The feathers on the top of his head. Let's just do the top of his head. What am I using? Brown sugar. Good job I wrote it down. I'd never remember. I'd get in a pickle if I was trying to remember. And with that we use garlic clove, don't we? Oops, have the smaller end. I'm going to use some of that in this bit here. This is kind of similar colour to the wings, obviously, because it's all part of his general plumage. But I'm just going to add just a bit of that brown sugar. There we go. Now, around the eyes, I'm going to use sweet vanilla. I think I was going to use that sweet vanilla, and I'll use the garlic clove again. So, a bit of garlic clove on the outside. Now this sweet vanilla. I'll be die cutting these presently, so I can put them side by side and we'll see how they look. And I'm going to make the beaks of all three the same colour. Right, just get rid of this bit here. There we go. beaks, I've got hay bale. There we go. So now I'll colour the little owl, and I'll speed it up while I do it, so I won't say anything. So there we are, our 3 owls are all coloured. So now I want to die cut them, and I think I'll die cut them one at a time. I don't want the risk of things, you know, moving around too much in the trimmer. So let's pop this on top of here, and I will tape it down. Try and get the best position. It's always tricky. You need eyes everywhere, don't you? Okay. Let's try this chap. And here he is. There we go. It's not brilliant, but it's not too bad. Let's have the next one. Probably have them a little close together then. That way around, really. Dies are always better going through long ways than they are sideways on. Okay. Try this one. Okay. And the last one is here. Okay. Right. I was always thinking that, well, before I could do anything about edit, well, that's the best one yet, isn't it? That one's not too bad, but this one is just slightly over, and I can't remember if I put that one in sideways or not. I'm going to have to look back on the video. When I couldn't edit, I felt that I had to do the whole thing all in one take, as it were. But now that I can edit, I can clear this and start on with the next thing, which is going to be assembling my card into some kind of, you know, some kind of order for a message. So I will be back. I'm back again, and I've got a few decisions to make. What I have done is cut a 5x7 card base. I have cut a panel for that card base, but then I thought I would like to have this die to separate where these owls are just standing on the ground. I didn't want to have a branch because they're die cut. they would not be actually on the branch. They would be, you know, there'd be a bit of a die cut on the branch. So I decided I would just have them sitting on the ground, and the ground would be white so that the edge of the die cut wouldn't make any difference. So I wanted to use this jiggly jaggly die as the, you know, the floor, but it's not long enough for that panel there. So I cut a smaller panel that it was just long enough to fit. And what I thought I would do is, to just give a bit of interest, I want to emboss the bottom of this. I tried it out on there, and I think that would probably be, that's just a piece of paper. I think it might look all right. So what I'm going to do, this is, I don't know what make this is. I think it's a Nellie Snellen. A Nellie Snellen. So I'm just going to emboss this bottom piece, just so that it makes a bit of a change from the top bit. Okay, let's just do this. Because I was wondering whether I would have this raised from the back, but thinking about it and thinking about where I want the owls to go, I've kind of decided against that. So that is going to go with that. Okay. I want to have the owls on here like this. He looks like he's looking at the little one. This one is a little bit, she looks a bit cross. I don't know if it's she or he, but she looks a little displeased. But the sentiment that I wrote on the computer says, always look on the bright side. So I want to have this in this spot here. And I didn't quite know what I was going to do with it. So I have a couple of alternatives. A couple of cloud dies. I've cut them out so that I can see how that sentiment would fit in. So I could have a cloud up there with always look on the bright side, which I think is a reasonable possibility. This one, I don't know whether that one, it's kind of just about all right, but I think the other one is better. Do you see? It's kind of all right. It's almost like he's thinking that with that cloud, isn't it? It's almost like a thought cloud. The other thing I thought of was I've cut out a little, this is another, this was a Gummiapan Mystery Bag as well. It's a little paper clip. So I could have a little paper clip on the top of this bit here, like that, with my sentiment. And I thought I could cut it out with this jaggedy thing. You know, somehow, and have that stuck on there. So that would be, I would like it about sort of like that. So we have an alternative, really. I think what I'm going to do is the cloud. So in order to get this in the right place to cut it out, I'm going to put this over it like I just did. Like that. Always look on the bright side. So I'm going to tape that down to, let me just get the mat that I'm going to cut it on. There we go. I think I'll tape that down to the paper so that that doesn't move, because this is the important placement, really. If anybody wants to know how I do sentiments on the computer, I do have a video for it, which I could link below in the description. Still, some people are still having problems trying to find descriptions for videos, so I hope they manage to sort it. Right, let's just cut this out. There we go. There it is. Always look on the bright side. Right, let's just join this together and I think we'll be in business. Okay, first thing, let's join these two pieces I do like a bit of white on white, but I just wanted to make a bit of difference, which is why I embossed a little foliage on the bottom. Right. I think what I'll do is put it on one and then move the other one up to it. Okay. Hope you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Just cut off the excess. Right, this one, just wondering, I think I'll stick that directly onto there because I want to have let's just see. I'm sticking these flat, but I want to have him on some foam tape. So I don't want too many thicknesses because of postage. So let's just do a bit of placement. That's going to go on foam tape. This is going to go on foam tape. I think everything else can be stuck onto the whatever's underneath it directly. Okay, let's stick this lady or whomever she is down, or he is. Not very happy, I'm afraid. Oh, I should have done this, shouldn't I? Keep forgetting I've got that useful gizmo. Right. Let's pick this up. And this one needs to be fairly far right. I think about there. Okay. This one, about on a par. Where's the tiddler? Here he is. He needs to be looking at that one. Okay, let's stick that one about there. Okay. I do like this glue. There was a bit of a gap. Okay. Now, this one needs some foam tape. Had it in my hand a moment ago. Here it is. Just a skinny piece down the middle. He should miss the other two. I perhaps put a bit of glue on either side, actually. And then he should be quite secure. Right. There he is. Now we want the... Let's just stick this down. I've got that tune on my brain from Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Was it One Foot in the Grave? Oh no, that's a different thing. I don't know. There we go. Stick this one down. Then we'll put the cloud on and I think we'll be done. Oh dear. I've had a bit of fun messing about with this. Nevertheless, I have to say, let's just see where we are. Even though there's no depth beneath these layers, there is just a little bit of oops daisy. There is a little bit of interest. There we go. Silly. Oh, silly. But I've had some fun. I hope you've had a bit of fun watching. And I'm just so thankful for these mystery bags. I think they've been such good value and such good fun. And because it's a mystery, you know, things have arrived that you probably wouldn't necessarily have chosen. But, you know, it opens your eyes to new possibilities. So, thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much. I'm having such fun. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, for subscribing, for thumbs upping. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.